In 1990, the United States Congress passed a new law designed to solve a growing budget deficit. The plan was highly popular and easy to explain. Make the wealthiest citizens pay their fair share. To do this, lawmakers applied a new 10% surcharge to goods that only the rich could afford. If you were buying a private jet, high-end jewelry, or $1 million yacht, you were going to pay the government a premium for the privilege. The logic seemed flawless on paper, but the wealthy simply didn't pay it. Faced with an extra $100,000 on the sticker price of a new boat, buyers decided to upgrade their summer homes instead, or they traveled to the Bahamas and bought their yacht's fare. With orders evaporating overnight, the domestic yacht manufacturing industry collapsed. Facilities shut down. Thousands of middle-class factory workers, carpenters, and electricians, the exact people the government was trying to help, lost their jobs. A policy explicitly written to extract wealth from the top tax bracket ended up destroying the livelihoods of the working class. To understand why that happened, we have to look at how human behavior reacts when the government tries to force a price. Look at this standard supply and demand graph. When lawmakers want to make something like housing more affordable, they often use a price ceiling. They force a limit below the natural market rate, making it illegal to charge more. At this artificially low price, buyer demand skyrockets, but landlords and builders look at the restricted profits and refuse to supply new units. The gap between those two lines is a physical reality, a massive shortage where people want apartments, but none exist. Now, if we reverse the intent, and the government wants to protect sellers, say guaranteeing a high income for dairy farmers, they install a price floor. They lock the price legally above the natural market rate. Farmers respond to the high guaranteed price by aggressively expanding production, but consumers refuse to buy overpriced milk and cheese. The result is millions of pounds of surplus product that literally sits rotting in government-rented caves and warehouses. These interventions never actually erase the cost of a good. They just take that cost and hide it by transforming it into years-long waiting lists for apartments or mountains of unwanted food. Which brings us back to the 1990 yacht tax. If lawmakers wrote the bill specifically targeting the rich, why did the workers suffer? The answer lies in a concept called tax incidence, the massive difference between who the law says must pay and who mathematically pays. To find out who actually absorbs the cost of a tax, economists measure elasticity. You can think of elasticity as a simple metric of how easily someone can walk away from a market. A wealthy yacht buyer is highly elastic. If the price goes up, they have nearly infinite alternative ways to spend their money, or they can simply buy their boats in a different country. They can walk away instantly. The factory workers and domestic boat builders are extremely inelastic. A specialized marine carpenter can't easily pack up their family and move to Europe, nor can they instantly learn a new trade. They are trapped in that specific market. Elasticity is the invisible mechanism that took a tax aimed squarely at millionaires and forced the blue-collar workforce to pay the entire bill with their careers. Look at any textbook summary of market equilibrium, and you will see the same reality. We live under two overlapping sets of rules: the legislation written by politicians and the natural laws of supply and demand. When a government prints a law that conflicts with human behavior, the two forces collide. And over any meaningful timeline, the invisible hand of the market will systematically dismantle the intentions of the legislature. Judging an economic policy by the promises made during its announcement is a trap. The text of a bill does not dictate reality. Human incentives do. Before you support a new tax or a new price control, ignore the rhetoric and ask yourself one simple question. Who is the most inelastic person in this room, and how much are they going to suffer?